I'll explain briefly what we've been doing. So, welcome to the first devlog for AnalyticalEngine. This is an open source project for AOC3, and let me go to my IDE here so you can see everything in the IDE. We can start a new game, and I can show you what we've been doing. So the first thing is we've added single player back to the multiplayer build, and we've also added in hours, which were omitted for some reason. I'm sure it has to do with desyncs, but they're back in now. And we also have added event scripting, so you can see we now have a test event. And this has a localization engine, so it's a Paradox style localization engine. We have custom tooltips with text formatting and inline image options. And I can just get rid of that. We have also added in, if I go over to my events tab, we have re-added events policing for the base game. So you can see we have a quick test, and if I speed this up, you should be able to get that event by the end of the month. So vanilla events work as well. And what's quite interesting is that if I run help, I can get access to the console at the bottom, and we can actually create a dummy menu. So you can see, right here we have our proper dummy event that we've been using for testing. We can add a custom UI, and we can say custom UI, Devlog, and put that in. You can see that it shows up, and you can actually customize these UIs to whatever you would like via the NAS1 engine that we've implemented. So the way this engine works is that you place a .ds or a .js file in any mod directory, and the new analytical engine will actually come in and load all of those on game start. So you can modify that. You can also modify the mod load wizard if that's necessary. So yeah, if we exit to the main menu, you can see that we've also changed the scenario editor. So the scenario editor has now been changed to make it easier to edit things. So you can see we've changed the layout. We've changed where the main buttons are there, so I can go to config, I can go to editing the map, I can go to adding and removing civilizations, which, that can be quite handy. I can edit civilizations that have already been added directly from the scenario editor. So you can see we can edit the Soviet military administration in Germany, we can go back, we can edit similarly other areas. We can also edit neutral for some reason. And all we have to do is we can go here, we can save this, and we've also edited the map editors. So we'll install it with province names, which is probably one of the more important ones. So you can see we can edit these names, and we can change them as we please. So let's just reset that because this is a demonstration. We can save these province names, and yeah, we can go back, and if we go over to regions, right, this is something that I've been working on more recently, where you can actually create new regions. So we have Nevada here, and we can brush in Nevada. So if I brush that in, see, works fine. But what is more intriguing is that we can actually change this color. So we can stop this, we can set the region color to something else. Let's say we wish to set this to yellow, and so we can set it to that. We can also rename the region. What we'll actually do is we'll just create a new region, and we'll call this region, let's call it Arizona, right? And we can change the color of this region as well. So we can set this to a bright orange, and we can move the region up, we can move the region down. That doesn't really have a bearing. We also have this shift value. We can resize this if that's one thing. Shift regions up. We can manually assign provinces. We can also use the brush and open and close the color picker as we please. And so, yeah, this is just kind of a functional quality of life improvement, right? So once we've done all this, we can set that, we can save. We have also changed the terrain editor. So you can now shift province terrains up and down. And what this does is it allows you to add new terrain, because each province has a terrain ID, which is an integer. And so when you shift it up and down, normally when you add a new terrain, you wouldn't be able to shift it up and down, and your terrain would get messed up. But here, you can simply add a new terrain, you can shift them up, and it will be fine. We can also see what areas have the default terrain. So the default terrain is subtropics, and this is listed as no terrain. No government shows the areas that have no government, so unassigned provinces have no government, for example. And wasteland also has no government, and this is, we can go back to the default. And we've also done this for the resources editor, so you can see that here. And we have also added modded multiplayer support. So this is still in beta, so I cannot guarantee that it functions correctly, right? We'll probably be running tests on this. So you can connect to vanilla clients with AnalyticalEngine, at least the vanilla version, but it will probably result in desyncs. So we can claim a country, right? Let's say we play as Mexico. And what we can actually do is we can do things such as switch tag. So let's switch tags to the United Kingdom. And so now I'm playing as the UK, and you can see that's all well and good. I can build as the UK. I can kind of do everything that would be normally expected. And if I reload this, it should be just fine. I can also manually declare wars, right? So if I do console create war attackers, say, let's imagine that the US is involved, and maybe also France. I can use the civ names as well. And the defenders would be the Soviets, right? So we have now just created this war. I still have to work on fixing the attackers, so you can declare a war with more than one ability. The effects list still work in progress, but you can see that, well, we truly do have a war. We have a war, and we can actually name these as well. So that's fairly intriguing. We're also working on fixing the localization bugs, which, you know, kind of annoying. And so, yeah, that kind of concludes where we're at with AnalyticalEngine. We have custom Mapmodes, we have custom UIs, we have custom event scripting, and it's all relatively performant. We're currently working on implementing proper event effects and proper variables and custom mechanics. So that will probably be in the next devlog.